Alright, today's video is going to be on how to tame your guinea pig, how to get them comfortable and used to you. A lot of people ask me, how do you tame your piggies? Or they say, my pig hates me, I don't think my guinea pig wants to be around me, why won't they let me touch them? And so on. Now, first thing you need to know about guinea pigs is they are prey animals. So in the wild, they are the things that get eaten by other animals. So it's just in their natural instincts to be cautious and very careful and to run and hide when they get startled or nervous. This is just something that happens and they can't control it. Yes, some pigs will get more used to you over time and kind of calm down a little bit. Other pigs are just always going to have that in them that they need to run and hide. You cannot take it personally. They're not like having a cat or a dog. They're prey animals, so it's just something that's going to happen. It's kind of like when us humans get scared. Say somebody jumps out and scares you, and you scream. Even before you realize that that's what you were going to do, you scream. You could see that it's just your little sister, but you still just have that natural reaction of screaming, even though you know you shouldn't really be scared. That's kind of what it's like for the pigs. They could know it's you trying to pick them up or you coming in the room, but they just can't help it. They're just going to run and hide. So you just have to get used to that and do not take it personally because they don't mean anything by it. It just happens. So once you get over that, there are some things that you can do to get them to be more used to you and comfortable. Number one is whenever you're coming near their cage or into their room is to make your presence known by talking. Guinea pigs have excellent hearing. So if before you're coming into the room, you talk, they're going to already know that that's you coming into the room. Because guinea pigs don't have the best eyesight. They have really good eyesight for being able to see things all around them pretty much. Their eyes are on either side of their head, so they have a pretty good, about 320 view, I think it is. But since they have that, they don't have the best depth perception. So they can't really focus in on something particularly well. So maybe, I don't know what it looks like to them, but maybe you coming into the room just looks like a big scary blob. But if it's a big scary blob with a recognizable voice, they're going to be a little calmer because they're going to be like, oh, that's just mom or that's just dad. So that's something to keep in mind. They have excellent hearing, so make sure you talk to them lots. And their vision is not the best for really picking out details. Their vision is more for picking up movement. Now, the next thing that you can do for your pigs is let them get used to your scent. One of the best ways is to hand feed them, because when you're handing them a piece of food, they're also getting used to your scent because they're smelling your fingers, and they're going to know that that scent is somebody nice. Little Barnaby, looks like you're falling asleep. Here, have your hay. Have your hay. Now the best thing to hand feed would be your veggies or your hay. You don't want to hand feed treats all the time because if you're trying to get them used to the hand feeding treats and treats and treats is not healthy. So I like to hand feed hay to them. Or if it's veggie treat time, I like to hand their veggies to them personally. I don't use any treats like store-bought treats. Their treat is having a piece of cucumber or something like that, or like I said, piece of hay, because that is the healthiest thing for them. Handing your guinea pig food is really good because like I said, they're going to smell your hand and they're going to get used to you and they're going to associate you with food, which guinea pigs love food. So that is a good thing to do. The other thing with treat time is you can make a sound that will associate the treat with a sound, kind of. Well, I'll just get my cucumber here. And whenever I make this sound, the pigs know it's treat time and they want to come running to me because they know I have food. So we'll see if that stands true. Hello! Oops, I dropped that, sorry. See if that... Yep, there's already. There you go. Oh, and there's Grover. Good boy. There you go, sweetie. So I recommend making a noise when you're going to hand out vegetables. Like even in the morning when I come upstairs, I make that sound for them and they all come running and they're bagging up at the front bars. That's something that does take time, because some pigs, even if you make a sound and they know it's treat time, they're still quite nervous. But you just take your time. That's another thing. You have to be really, really patient. It's not something that's just going to happen overnight. You got to do the same thing every day. Which brings me to my next thing. Having a schedule. Sticking to a schedule is great for the pigs. My piggies know every single morning that when I first get up that it's going to be veggie time. When they're used to a routine, then they're not going to be so shy or scared, because they're going to know what's going to happen. So I go downstairs, I get their veggies, and I'm just walking up the stairs and everybody's climbing the bars because they all know that it's time for food. I give them their veggies, their pellets, top up their hay, tidy their cage. So they're all used to me, and nobody is ever nervous, startled, or scared in the morning because they're all expecting me to be in here. So that is a great way to get them used to you, is by sticking to a routine. Now another thing to keep in mind is guinea pigs, when they're in pairs or more, are going to be a lot more friendly and a lot easier to tame. And that's just simply because they're around other pigs that they can socialize with, that understand them, that they can communicate with, and they're going to feel more safe and secure. It would just be like us people too. If you're somewhere you don't know, but you're with other people, you're going to feel better, right? So of course pigs in pairs or more are going to thrive and really do well. Sometimes the shyest pig paired up with a buddy will really make them come out of their shell. That'd be like Grover. He's my shyest pig, but him being all near the other guys really helps him out, because he really feeds off their activity. If they're all friendly and excited to see me, then he is too, because he must associate them liking me with, oh, I should too. She must be safe. Now let's see, what other tips do I got for you. Oh, you can hold your pigs every day. That's a great way to get them used to you, because sometimes it takes some repetition of holding them every day for them to get comfortable. And make sure when you hold them that you hold them very secure. You don't want them to feel like they're going to fall out of your arm or your hand or anything like that. And the other thing I like to do to keep them safe and comfortable is anything I'm doing with them, I do in this room here. So clipping of the nails, putting on lotion, anything like that, I take them out of the cage and I sit in this room. If I take them out of the cage and were to walk downstairs with them, now they're out in an environment they're not used to and they get quite nervous. It's like instant. You walk out of this room with them and they're frozen. But if I pick them up and keep them in this room to snuggle and clip their nails, they're very calm. Just because they know where they are, they can smell the other pigs, hear the other pigs, that kind of thing. So that's what I would recommend too, whenever you're having your pig out, to kind of keep them around the same areas that they're used to. If they're used to you taking them downstairs, that's fine. Mine aren't, so I don't do that. Let's see, what other things can we talk about. These two are being brats. I'm not sure what else kind of tips I've got for you. I'd just say, like, having a routine, talking to your pigs a lot, hand feeding them a lot, being patient, making sure they have lots of hay to eat every day. Obviously their pigs are going to be more friendly if they get lots to eat. Keeping their cage tidy, then they'll get used to you being around their cage, or for me, I'm in their cage when I'm tidying, and they're very used to that. They don't even care that I'm walking or stepping around them, because that happens every single day. So just make sure for your pigs that you're patient, because you have to remember, like we talked before, that they are prey animals. So sometimes they just can't help but be a little nervous and shy. Oh, and Barnaby's gone again. grab that right away. So that's about all the things I can think of to say off the top of my head. If you want to ask any questions, feel free. I'll show you the cages for everybody. So here is Grover. He's in a 2x4. Grover is probably my shyest pig. He took quite a long time to tame. Probably at least a year. And sometimes he's still the first one to run and hide if he gets scared. He does very well though if I move super slow. Lots of slow movements and he's okay. And you definitely, when you walk into the room, you need to talk, or else like he must just see a big scary blob and runs. But if I talk before I enter the room, then he'll stay where he is. There's still some days though where he's a little on edge and hides, but I don't take it personal because I know he can't help it. Hey sweetie. See? We run. Do you want some hay? Do you want some hay? See, look at that. He's staring at me like, what the heck? Come here. Come over. Come here. Come here. Come here. Good boy. See? You just gotta be careful with them sometimes. Here's Ernie. Ernie doesn't get startled very easy, and he's pretty good for picking up where he used to be bad. I just have to move slow and scoop him up, and he's a real good boy for sitting with me and stuff like that. He doesn't, like I said, get startled very often at all. He's a pretty confident guy. He lives in a 2x4 that's connected obviously with Grover's. And then over here is Barnaby. And Barnaby is one of those pigs that nothing scares him or startles him. He's very, very calm. I can pick him up easy. He loves to sit out with me. Even when he goes to the vets in the car, he's really calm, lays stretched out. He's a calm dude. He lives in a 3x3. And then here is Kelvin. And there's Hobbes. They are both the absolute worst for picking up. It doesn't matter how many times I try to pick them up, they are still the same, and it's terrible. They run from you like you're the scariest thing in the world and chatter at me something awful. But the minute that I have them in my arms, they calm right down. Kelvin's very calm and snuggly, where Hobbes, he doesn't really like to snuggle too much. So I usually just take Hobbes out to clip his nails, put lotion on, whatever I'm doing, and then put him back. Hobbes is better for interacting with in the cage. Like, he'll let me give him chin rubs and stuff like that, and he loves to be hand-fed hay. But just being out of the cage, he doesn't really like it. Some pigs get very nervous being outside of their comfort zone. Their cage is like their home, so if they like to be in their cage better, sometimes it's best just to pet them in their cage. And then pigs like Ernie, he hates when I touch him in his cage, but when he's outside of his cage, he's fine. So that's another thing, I guess. You just have to get used to what each of them is like. Some of them, they don't want you to pet them in their cage. Others, you can. Some hate being picked up. Some don't mind it. Some get startled easy. Some don't. Some like to be hand-fed. Some, it makes them nervous. But you just got to keep working at it. Keep being patient. And don't take things personally when you don't think they like you. Your pigs do like you. You just have to slowly, slowly earn their trust. Barnaby's falling asleep. Not quite. Just thinking about it. Alright, so that's about all I can think of. Hopefully some of those tips have helped. See you guys later.